Okay, I'll pull out the bow tie. It's a power move. Oh, you gotta update your picture, sweetie. This shit suck. Here's what I need to do. Pardon me, I don't run a planet. I run a game on psychology. Digging it. Come on, man. I'm genius.
Welcome and thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Project Podcast, the series where I illustrate our guests and discuss the business of art through all its fields and mediums. With me today is my co-host Christian.
Hey guys, how are you?
Joining us today is a special guest I'm excited to share with you guys and have the opportunity to meet and draw. He's a verified rapper, producer, director, and visual artist coming from Palm Beach, Florida, with over 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I introduce to you the lead inspiration of the underground rap culture, Geesh, aka Young Mr. Clean.
Shit. Also, aka the Dookie Man, aka the Mastermind, aka your mama lover, aka the 561 stepper, aka Big G's, aka Lil G's, aka Young G's.
Got it all, man.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right, let's just jump into it, dude. I heard you like White Boys was the first song I had heard from you, and it was in Dreyfus. I went to Dreyfus. Well, we both did when we went to that school.
Really?
And, freshman year, dude, I was sitting in biology class up on the what was it? The communication. What is that called?
For
The
me, it
morning
was
announcements.
Spanish class?
Morning announcements, dude. It comes up on the video is geesh, you're dancing on like the what's it called? The basketball hoop.
Oh,
You're being
yeah.
yourself, and I remember just sitting there like, dude, this kid is like just 100% himself. Like that was really cool to watch. Because like everyone in high school was like just insecure. And that
Was I like a senior when y'all were a freshman? Was that what it was?
Most likely.
Or did they stream that shit like later?
You were in school with us because I remember passing you every once in a while, but it was like
I remember this motherfucker.
yes.
Definitely.
I saw him. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, hold on.
You might
bro.
remember my hair.
Nah,
dude.
I glanced past him like,
Like, hold on, bro. I've seen his face before.
Yeah. We were both visual artists, so we were in the visual building most of the time.
Oh, yeah. Building
Which
9.
I wanna ask
The
you-
littest building.
Your first music video was I heard you like White Boys, right?
That was the first.
or-
Well, I mean, technically it wasn't, but like when I really started doing music, that was the first like music video I did. Like I was doing, because the whole reason people knew me at Dreyfus was because of the educational raps I did. I think they broadcasted one of them, or maybe that was at the high school I originally went to. But that's what I used to do. I like record myself in my fucking room.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I finally like started doing like music like for real in senior year, the Hires Like White Boys was like the first technical like foyer into that shit. So yes, I guess you could say it was the first. We don't gotta worry about the other shit.
So
We don't gotta worry about
the
it.
first public and open, like you were just like that was.
Oh
just
yeah,
showing
like
up,
I put that shit out. Like I didn't privatize that shit on like,
Right,
YouTube
right.
or nothing. Like exactly, pretty much like the way that music video came around. I don't think it was supposed to happen. Because we were doing a music video, me and Manny, for class, and just in the background every single time that we got like free time during the shoot, we just like shot takes
Right.
of me rapping that song, and then he put it together, and that shit
Yeah,
also
it
took
connects.
the fuck off.
It looks
Yeah.
good though. Like 'cause you can tell, like, we saw like you dancing on the tables and like that's our cafeteria.
That's our cafe.
Like,
Yeah.
it was cool to see like those, and then like you could tell like I don't think it was in any way unless it was scripted, but you know all the little kids with you that were at the basketball thing, they just kind
Oh
of like
hell no, that wasn't scripted. Hell no, that wasn't scripted.
You're filming, it just looked like they all like flooded you because anytime kids see a camera in public, they're like, "Oh, YouTuber, let's go!"
Nah, I was the shyest motherfucker back then. And Jared was with us that day with me and Manny. This was at the point where we started like going to different places and like really shooting like unique stuff for that music video. And Jared just like pulled up on some kids playing b-ball, and he was like, "Yo, y'all want to be in this music video with this upcoming rapper?" Because Jared just got the charm like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's like a manager now, so obviously he's using that shit. And they were just like, "Yeah, sure, fine, all right, guys." And so they hoisted my ass up onto the basketball hoop, and they just had the kids randomly fucking like dancing in the background. And the funniest shit was, one of those kids, after we dropped that music video, found the music video and like commented like, "Oh, one of those kids is me. Me and my friends dropped them in basketball."
Anytime you make a video with somebody else, like, "That's me."
No, they were like, "This kid sucks at basketball, man." Like, we bodied his ass. I was like, shit. I mean, I don't play b-ball. It's all sport ball to me. It's a sport with a ball.
I saw that you got an award for that.
I did.
2017.
So it wasn't an award. It was like I got nominated.
Yeah.
But it was for, I can't remember what number, but it was the Palm Beach International Film Festival. I think I'll put that shit in there because why the fuck not?
I wanted to ask you about that because I went on the website. I was doing some research on you, and
shit.
The let's say the genre of people that were there don't look like they would listen to rap, like ever. Like
no, but
ever.
Vanilla Ice was there. Vanilla Ice saw that shit.
I didn't see that photo.
That shit was no. Well, it wasn't like a photo. I think I don't know if you remember Jared. Shouts out Jared. But it was me, him, and Manny, my editor, XLMR Entertainment, Zalamer Entertainment.
That's I want to ask you that later. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about him for sure. But it was the three of us, and we were invited to this big old fancy award ceremony because we got nominated, and I think only Jared took a picture with Vanilla Ice, and then also there was a Backstreet Boy there that Jared took a picture with. Me and Manny didn't care about being that clouded, so we didn't try, but we just took the picture for him. It was cool, whatever. But I remember vividly Vanilla Ice announcing the 3 different music videos and watching them. Cool. I was like, this motherfucker cool. Vanilla Ice is watching my cringe ass music video, bro.
He's from Florida too, though, isn't he?
He is from Florida, yeah.
He's got a chandelier shop.
He was either born or something in Florida, I think, but he was raised in Florida.
Yeah. What was the kicker into rap? Because you have an artist background as well. What is the translation between going from visual artist to musician?
Damn, it is so crazy to call back to how the fuck that happened because I have no idea. I mean, I do, but it's how the fuck did I end up here? I had always been a fan of how rap kind of was, but I wasn't raised on that shit, right? A lot of people are raised on rap, they know it exists. I was raised in a good old Christian family, go to church on Sunday.
I want to pull up a picture for you.
Speaking of,
really?
Yeah, but the only rapper that my mom would let me listen to was radio rappers like Eminem, and that was the radio. Come on,
this image
man.
here I found.
Come on, man.
That's a nice young man right there.
Come on, man.
Looking like Jehovah's Witness at your door, you believe in God?
Oh shit. That fucking pic. Yeah, no, so as you can tell, my fucking parents made me do that shit every 2 years.
Right.
Oh, you gotta update your picture, sweetie. You gotta have family photos.
Right,
and I'm
right. It's very professional.
Yeah. So that's the type of upbringing I come from. And so ain't no fucking way they would have let me listen to rap. So I happened to stumble upon I listened to Eminem, and I was cool. Eminem is cool. And then after he dropped Rap God, I happened to stumble upon a video that was is Eminem really the rap god? Top 10 faster rappers and faster verses than him. And 5 of them fucking verses were Tech 9.
Yeah, bro, that man is, I don't know if you ever listened to Tech 9. Good.
Oh yeah. Follow me, other run the planet, I run the game on us, college, you digging it.
If you look at the lyrics of it, it all makes sense. Most of it, there's a couple stuff that may be filler, but it's translation. It's your career.
I grew up on fast rap, right? So, or that was my foray into rap in general. Not anymore, obviously, because that shit is cringe. But back then, people used to give fast rappers hate for just rapping super fast, but they weren't saying shit. Mm-hmm. They were just adding a lot of syllables filler. And just making it filler.
They went into that with mumble rap sort of thing.
Yeah,
mumble
rap.
Yeah, how there was also filler. It was just a lot fucking slower.
Slower. Man.
Yeah, I started with those educational videos because I was I don't think people want me to go serious rap. I think I was writing rap that was genuine, on my notes and shit back then. But the stuff I put out, I put out the educational raps, oh yeah, extra credit assignment, rap about the quadratic formula. I did. Fucking the 1920s and the mafia. I did. The jazz age, rapped about that shit. Because that's what people expected from me. And because it was for class, and I was I had the excuse to do it. You know what I mean?
Would you say it was kind of started out as maybe a joke, kind of in the sense of just testing the waters kind of thing?
Yeah, it was because at first, and then when I realized more and more, because the big thing for me was the first rap that I put out, super convoluted. It was about the OAA, which is the Ohio Achievement Assessment. Back in middle school, they basically made this challenge. They were okay, make a song or a video promoting the OAA, getting kids excited for that shit. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna try this out. And so I like wrote my whole original rap. Like I produced a beat off of like GarageBand loops. And then I fucking recorded myself on my iPod doing a little video, edited that shit at iMovie. No one in my like family in the house knew that I was doing this shit. And I was dancing right in front of my dad while he was cooking dinner. Like nobody knew what the fuck I was doing. They thought I was just being the weird little kid that I was. The stupid ass little jit.
And this was middle school?
This was middle school, yeah, back when I lived in Ohio. And I put that shit out. Like I gave them the USB file, and on the day where they like showed like who won, they did like 3, 2, and then I was first. And so they showed my shit to the, and like it was like everybody in like the gym watched that whole shit.
Cool.
My fucking awkward ass kid was right next to me like,
oh, you did that shit, bro. You fucking did it.
I'm just like, while he's like shaking me and shit.
I'm up there.
I was like, how the fuck did I win? Like this shit was ass.
Right.
And so after that shit, you know, they were like, oh yeah, you're for first place, you get a $25 Starbucks gift card.
Cool.
But that shit, like when I held that shit in my hand, I was like, damn, if I could do this,
you won something.
How much farther can I go, right?
Right.
And the spur of that thought kind of drove me, you know, to the point where I'm at now. I was just like, I did like some of the educational stuff, and then I really had that moment where I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna dip my toe into this shit, and I dropped that wrist. Which I don't know if you guys probably also.
I did see that because I saw the music video first, which made me go look at your stuff at freshman year, and that was the other song on your thing, and it was just like an anime loop. That was like, oh,
that
cool.
wrist was dropped on SoundCloud first originally and nowhere else. That was the Building 9 bop for like a long time. I would just walk into Miss classroom. I walked into there and like motherfuckers was chilling listening to that shit, and I was like, wait, you guys are just straight up listening to this? And I was like, damn. That was like the first 4 years, like, and then people really started like figuring out who I was, and so then I followed it up with I Heard You Like White Boys. To kind of answer your question, like how I got to this point, it was really just a lot of, I just said fuck it. Just a lot of different moments where I just said fuck it. Like I decided to do the OAA shit. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm gonna drop that wrist. Fuck it. I'm gonna do a music video. And then after that, I really just wanted to know like how fucking far can I take this shit? Because I know a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, you good, keep going, you gonna be somebody.
Yeah.
And you know, it could be like fake, they're just trying to like be supportive and positive and shit. But something told me some of these people was fucking serious, and so I was like,
when they're listening to it on their free time, when you catch them listening to that shit,
that's the shit. That's the shit that tells me like, okay, we might have something here.
Yeah.
I remember I was waiting at the tri-rail because I lived in Boca and I had a tri-rail up every day to the fucking West Palm Beach. And I was waiting for the tri-rail going home one day, and I just heard a car pull up that was bumping I Heard You Like White Boys. And I walked over, and like, because, you know, I can put on, like, you know, the two different voices. I can do, like, you know, the way I'm speaking right now. And I was just like, hey, guys, how you doing?
Yeah.
You guys listen to a little song right there? Like, and then they were like, yeah, man, this guy, he goes to our school, he's fired. And I'm like, you guys know that's me, right? And they're like, no fucking way. And then one guy in the back seat is like, yeah, no, this is him, bro. I'm in his class. Look at his picture. Class. They're like, what? The voice and this shit don't match.
Yeah.
And so that shit always makes me laugh too, is when they're like, you do not look like how you sound.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh no, I'm a capitalist.
The only reason I can picture you is because I saw you, but if I didn't see you before, it'd be like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no.
Ethnic, so they did not picture the person you are.
That shit is the funniest shit. That's low key like one of the big shit that keeps me going. Is just like the people that are just like so fucking shocked. I remember there was like a time where like in the new community that I've been working with, like the first time they saw me, it was like a huge like what the fuck moment, and I was like, that's exactly what Dreyfus said. Mm-hmm. It's the same. Like I love that shit. I love keeping people on their toes. I love surprising people with the unexpected shit. That's like what I put a lot of my stuff on.
You're getting enough reviews like on YouTube, bro. Like your face is being shown. So like,
I don't know if that's because you have connections with them or not, but there's like some of them are like 11 to like 15K of just like views as far as watching you and watching the reaction of it.
That's just been crazy.
And because I the first thing I did after you said yes to coming on the podcast, I was like, all right, let's look up at Jeesh. And the first thing I come on YouTube isn't
hacking to the mainframe, figure them out, DDoS them.
It was like your top one of the videos came up, and then the rest of them were like reaction videos that were doing like crazy. I was like, wow, all right, so he's got some content, he's got some traction right now. Another question I want to ask is what came up with the name Jeesh? Like, how did that happen? Is it like a play
So,
on your name? Because I know your name is Josh.
oh man, yeah, it is a play on my name, but it's a weird fucking story of how that came to be. Um, like the funniest thing is like when I ended up deciding to use it, like this is after the origin of it had already happened. It was like that was supposed to be a joke. It's just calling myself G,
Mm.
and then that shit just stuck with everybody. There was a time where I like in college where I was like there was just like a time where I was like dead. Nobody was listening to my shit. Where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna rebrand myself, call myself first name Josh. That went over terribly
Mm.
because everyone kept calling me G. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to that.
Right, right.
But the origin of G is it's it's weird as is with a lot of the origins of my shit. There was a long time ago back when I was in middle school. I think probably sixth grade. Like I was a child. I was a legit.
Mhm.
Still living in Ohio, and my parents like didn't know what they wanted me to do or what I wanted to do. I just had like they were just like, oh, he's super creative. Just put him in different places. See
Mhm.
where throw shit at the wall. See if it sticks.
Mhm.
And one of those was like a computer like camp, I guess, for like a weekend, and where they like taught us like game maker and shit. And for some reason, at the end of the camp, they just decided like, you know what, um, let's do something fun and just like have the kids split off into groups chaperoned by one of the chaperones and just film a little like funny video, and we'll like whoever wins the funniest video that y'all shoot will get like fucking a gift card or some shit. I don't know. And what me and my friends and our chaperone did is we recorded like 3 or 4 kids in detention, all with like crazy fucking like characteristics. Like the youngest, like bouncing off the walls kid, just played himself.
Mm.
There was this one other weird kid who was like a psychic who just like kept trying to absorb people's minds, and then I was just like this weird like goblin type of kid. One of the other kids played like the teacher that was taking role, and so they were like, "All right, is Ian here? Okay, Ian's here. Is Tyler here? Tyler's here. All right, is Josh here?" And I literally like smacked my fucking hands on the table. I stood up and I said, "I'm Jeez." And
That's funny.
and they were like,
That's it.
"Okay, Jeez.
Calm down.
All right, Jeez is here." And so that shit was just in the back of my mind forever. And
I
then
like that, yeah.
by the time like I started making music in like junior year, I was like, oh, I remember I called myself Jeesh one time, and I just threw my
Yeah,
fucking
that's-
name on there,
That's cool.
and it stuck. It's just like I was like, you know what? It's a simple fucking name.
Right. It's
For,
easy to remember.
for
Yeah.
for the same reasons Yeet talked about calling himself. Yeet is just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it literally sounds like an onomatopoeia, like Jeesh, Yeet.
Yeah.
Like it's like one syllable, so
Yeah.
everybody's gonna remember it.
Rolls off the tongue really nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cover art. When did that become a thing? Like you doing like complete cover art? Where did that become in the process? Because you had stuff that was like, I look at it, I don't think it had any kind of like artwork on it, and then it just
Mhm.
all of a sudden you was like consistently every album of yours and even your collabs have really nice artwork that
Yeah.
contributes to either the other person featured with you or you yourself when whatever the album's talking about.
So, when I first started out, like I was drawing way before I was rapping. Like back in fucking like elementary school, my agendas would be filled with doodles and shit. Like fucking, I'd be like 5 years. I still have books I drew when I was like 5 years old. Like I was like, I think every kid
Yeah.
kind of starts out drawing when
Yeah,
they're
like
creative,
5, 7-ish. Yeah.
and then some people just completely give it up. But I just sort of stuck with it. But when I started rapping, I wanted that to be, like the focus. Like I didn't want people to like see like, oh yeah, no, he draws, because like I ended up like drawing like decently. I was that one kid in class. People were like, oh shit, you draw pretty well.
Mhm.
So like I knew that if I started like drawing my covers and shit, because I knew I could, but I knew if I did, people would be like, oh shit, you draw super well. Hey, go in this career direction that's not fucking rap and draw for us. And I was like, I kind of want to do rap. I want to see where this goes. I don't want people to get distracted by the fact like, oh yeah, no, rap or I draw cool. So for a long time I didn't do my own covers, or if I did do my own covers, it was like Photoshop shit or like
Mhm.
funny anime freeze frames and whatnot.
Right.
Because I didn't want to like, have what I mentioned. And then like, but sometimes when I just had a certain vision, I just do it.
Right, yeah.
If I didn't have an idea, I just throw some shit together. If I knew I had like a genuine idea where it would have to be drawn, I'd draw it. And so it was kind of like that starting out. And it really, like, in the back of my mind, I knew it was going to be a thing that I was going to be like, all right, I'm going to try to not draw covers when I start going like big, right? Because when the world starts to figure out that I can do both shits, they may want this, and I want them to focus on rap. And so when I first like dove into the circle that I'm in, right, the community I'm in right now, um, that was the vibe. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try not to do covers, or if I do covers, I'm just gonna make them like suck, so that people don't think I'm like good at that shit. And so like the Jitty Light Balloon cover was the Brights cover was the Bible Belt Castaway cover was um, but I still had like vivid like images for that shit, and just like the more covers I made, the more I was like, and here's another fuck it. I just said fuck it, I'm gonna do it because like it just started to become like my style. Just like people come for the music, but they go to the music because of the cover. And I realized that the cover like accentuated that shit and made that shit way more memorable when the cover was just like a hard, like super unique idea. I remember like the first big one that was crazy for me was I think it was like what was the one after Boss Warning? Oh, Tweaking, when I started the whole So What series. Yeah, that was when like people were like, "Whoa, hold on, these covers are kind of dragging me to the fucking song."
Right.
And like they just make the song so much harder.
They do. They definitely do. They definitely add an element to it as well.
Yeah. So now like I got over the whole like, oh, they're gonna want me for art, not rap. Now they definitely don't give a fuck. But now it's just more they see me as a musician who is accentuated by the fact that I can draw my own covers.
Right.
And so now I've just been like for the tail end of like 2022, like the second half, I was just going crazy. I was doing covers for other people.
Hit hard for some of them for sure. Especially So What?
Mm-hmm.
I love that cover. That's cool.
Yeah, that shit was sick.
Yeah, thank you. I was doing covers for other people. I think the only other people I did it for was my boys Pete and Redster, Peso Pete and Redster. I only did like those are the only other. Oh, and Tuck. Those are the only other people that I did covers for. But besides that, it was just me. I didn't really open myself up because it was kind of like it's my specific thing. I'm not sharing that sauce.
Like, did you ever because like I know for my sake of visual artists, like I've done the commission route of things to make some money and stuff like that. Did you ever take that route as far as like even commissions in the sense of making beats for other people, making like cover art for other people and that shit? Did you do any of that? Dabble?
Okay, so if features don't count as commission, then like the only commission route I took was covers. People would hit me up and I didn't really like make it public like, oh, here's my fucking commission sheet and shit and my prices. If you just happen to have the balls to hit me up, I would I'd do it for you. And only a few people did that. And I actually liked keeping it that way because when I started doing other people's covers, it was taking out of my time to do mine.
That's the one thing I don't like about commissions. It just takes up too much of your time, and then it's like the other person usually doesn't understand art, so it's like, why is this taking so long? Why is the color not working? And it's like they don't understand usually how things work, and it's like I don't want.
Yeah, and the level that I was at, with the level that people around me were at, the money was not worth it. Like if I charge what I should be charging for my shit, no one will buy it. So what was the point?
It'd be like $125 an hour for like the level of work, and people
are
like,
I have
$80, and they're like, no.
Hell no, bro. That shit.
Especially like, with that career of things, when you do an album cover for somebody, if you don't contract something, they get to make money off of your stuff forever. If you don't royalty it or copyright it or anything.
Independent art is a whole can of worms.
So, I wanted to ask you, what is your opinion on AI artwork right now?
AI.
Have you seen all the shit about that with like people like losing jobs over the art stuff? Like,
how are people losing jobs?
Because like they're not getting like so. Like, for example, there are people who specifically do like commissions for cover artists and stuff like that. They're losing their jobs because I can go onto AI and type in specifically what I want, and the AI generator creates something way better than what the artist sometimes can make, and they're getting like the AI technology is like boosting up. And then the other thing that's like a problem with it that I've heard is like, let's say you have clout to your art or whatever, the AI is replicating that style and then putting as far as like the signature of that person.
I've seen that.
So there, and then people will download it and resell it as in a quote unquote, let's say Josh original, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, it's unfucking avoidable.
Yeah.
So I've definitely seen it, and I'm a part of the people that think. I think people are still gonna want genuine
Right.
people, because it's kind of like, it's why like handcrafted sweaters are way more expensive than like factory made like Old Navy shit.
People are paying for the product.
They're paying for like the person that's making it, and that's like a lot of the reason that people have paid for art in the past. And like the reason that people wanted me to make covers for them is because now they can say they have a Geesh cover.
Right, yeah.
And that's the reason that I was charging a little bit more, is because it's not just a cool looking cover, it's because I made it.
Yeah,
and people know who I am.
And you deserve that, yeah.
Yeah. So that is what I think, and even though like AI can do that, I think there's just I think there's gonna become a point where people are like, it doesn't feel right to cheat this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want the genuine person, I want that connection. That's so much more fulfilling.
Right. I hear a
just
lot of
AI.
artists use it as reference, that's totally acceptable.
Yeah,
that's
fine.
That's
Yeah.
cool thing. It's just the resale of other people's thing, and then claiming it as someone's specific thing.
I mean, technology gonna do what it's gonna do.
You're gonna have that even with the NFT shit. People were making fakes and copies.
NFT. Now, AI art. Cool. There's use for that. Don't get me started on NFTs. That is some bullshit in a can. I'll tell you what. That shit is so. I don't get that shit at all.
None of that with the backing of the the blockchain of it. Like if it images on.
I don't know what the fuck a blockchain is. I don't know what they mean by their. Well, I mean, this is cryptocurrency, but they're mining data. I think NFTs did that shit. I don't even know what the fuck is going on there.
There's definitely a lot of scams that are tied with the NFT, which gives them a bad name.
The classic right click save as. Bye, bitch. Like.
This episode is brought to you by W. W is a tasty drink formulated that gives you focus and energy with no jitters or crashes. Their special formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and neurotropics, including a patent neurofactor that enhances the production of a powerful protein in the brain called BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. In a clinical study, neurofactor increased BDNF by 143%. W drinks contain no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors, and a variety of amazing flavors. Shop W products today and enhance your brain's performance. Save 10% on your next order when you click the link below and use code MENTALPROJECT. I wanted to ask you, what is like your budget for a project like So What? Like, did you spend a lot on that? There's 5 people. There's 6 songs, 5 people.
Features. Yeah. It's a fat old goose egg.
Yeah.
Big old fucking goose egg. Just a lot of time. That's what I paid. So I don't think if I'm thinking about it. Okay, well. I'm trying to think of what I paid for to make that project, and then telling you that as my budget. Yeah, 60. Because See the Sun's beat and Man Down's beat I paid for, and they were $30 leases. Even though those producers are still my homies. Like everybody on that project is people I know and I fuck with. And I've been talking to for a long time. Even if I haven't met some of them in person, I've been on like Discord calls with them and shit. Like I know them like well enough. Like and that's like how I usually work, is because I don't really like the idea of paying for features. Paying for beats I understand. But like I want to like know the person I'm working with, so that they give me a good verse or give me some good shit, like a good beat or whatever.
I wanted to ask you that because I don't know the back. Like I know I could tell you about art and other things, but I don't know the backing of like what goes into a collaboration. And he goes off into some stuff that you don't want to put on your song. What do you do in that situation if they're going off and it's fire, but we can't put that on a song, dude. We can't say that. Or like like things like that. What do you
Taliban's used to do that all the time, because Taliban's whole style was he would just say the most outlandish shit. I remember we went to like an official fucking studio. This man just like went in and does his like pre-verse, pre-song drop, like just screaming into the mic shit. And he's just like, I want to Michelle Obama, bend that over and it's just, and like the dude running, the engineer running the studio just like stopped the shit immediately. He's like, step out real quick. He's like, bro, I'm not gonna put my name on this.
Right.
And as someone like, I'm trying to help you out here, I don't think you should be saying this and putting this out into the world.
Red flag.
So I'm not gonna record this. That shit killed the vibe of the entire studio session. I was like, man, just let him say he want to. So who doesn't? Don't take my who doesn't as being serious. But but yeah, like Cause like after that shit, he didn't want to do nothing because he didn't vibe with the engineer no more.
If someone's like put you down, and you're like,
I tried to go in and do some shit, and like I kind of went off, but this man's mixing was ass when he sent me the finals. It was just like that was a waste of like $120. So I mean that shit. So but there are people that I work with that have done stuff that I don't essentially, agree with or want them to do. And for a long time, I was that type of person that wanted to be like, yo, I don't like this, redo it. But I kind of didn't want to like spit in the face of people that were way bigger than me because all those people featured there, bar like my boys Chubbs and Jay and Ramsey now, are bigger than me.
Right.
Are way bigger than me. And I didn't want to be like, yo, I'm not a big fan of how you did this. Redo it. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, what the fuck do you know?
What do you know? Yeah,
I'm like 10 times bigger than you. Because people will do that.
But like, it's your style. Like, if it's your album, I feel like you have that entitlement to say like, no, I don't like this dude. You have to, let's retake that.
Yeah, but like at the time for So What, I just didn't, want to be that type of guy.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean? I want them to be able to be comfortable doing what they're doing as much as I want them to do, stuff that I fuck with. I think both I think both of the verses on So What that I'm thinking of right now, I wish they could have been done a little bit better. But after I dropped that shit, people just fuck with them so heavy that I was like, damn, maybe I was missing the bigger picture. Maybe this shit is good. And I just was stuck up on my own shit. I had to stick up my own ass. I put that shit out and people fuck with it regardless. And that kind of like taught me, shit's gonna be good because it comes from this person, this artist. Now, given the fact that now I am like a name that people care about, if people do some bullshit, I'll be like, take this back, re-record it. But at the time when I made So What, I was still like popping up in that community, and I don't think a lot of people knew who I was or like respected my opinion. Like now at this point, like if I say no, redo it, they'll redo it because they know like who the fuck I am.
Yeah, I think you can also see just based off of your work that you have potential to be growing up way more, and
that's the plan. I'm trying to see how far I can go.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And I wanted to ask you a couple of things about like your process. What do you do? And what software, like what goes into your projects and the software you use for them?
So, back when I produced, I would cross-platform. I produced in FL and then exported the stems into Logic and mixed it. Now I just like use Logic because I barely have produced. But Logic is the one I've recorded in, mixed in. Also because I have a Mac, so why not use it? And that's because from all the DAWs that I've experienced, Logic was the closest in how it operated to Pro Tools. So by the time that I jump into Pro Tools, I'm gonna know kind of how it works, like with the buses and the plugins and the tracks and the automation and all that shit. Because Logic does a lot of the same shit. So that's the one that I use for mixing. I used to draw on a tablet in Photoshop. I have since gotten an iPad and Clip Studio Paint, and now I use that, and that's been way better for me because CSP, as stupid as they are for doing the shit they've been doing recently, they're pretty good at program. So those are like the two big ones really that I use. I used to use Premiere when I edited shit, and now I don't. Thank goodness I'm big enough to say like, go make this visual for me or Manny edit this shit.
Did you do your own editing up until a certain point? Are you still doing your editing?
Zalimer, yeah, Zalimer, XLMR Entertainment. So yeah, he's been editing my shit since I heard You Like White Boys. That's like the first. I mean, I edited all the stuff I did before, the stuff that I'm not putting out to the public. But he's been like the day one editor. For sure, for every single music video I've done. Milk, Flip is the new one.
We want to ask you about Milk too because I could not find a music video for that. Where did that go?
So
I love that song. That was probably the second song or music video I watched. And I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I took it down. So like I kept it up for a long time. It became a cult classic.
Yeah,
a lot of people fuck with it.
I have to say it's probably one of my favorites just because I remember watching it for the first time and just laughing. Like, because I thought the intro was hilarious you think you were a therapist.
Yeah, man, it was just freestyling.
Had, like, blood all over him or something.
Because that song came from like a small project we did called Disgusting Freestyles. And it's just all like, back then I didn't freestyle for shit. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do like 3 songs with Manny where we both just like freestyle the entire thing. Where we just like go in the booth, don't write shit. We just say what's off the top of our head, and we got the funniest shit out of that. Oh my
That's what
gosh!
that was.
Milk was one of them. There was another one. I don't know if it's probably still up on SoundCloud, but it's only SoundCloud. Is the SpongeBob walk freestyle or something like that. That one's funny too. And then the third one, which was some other thing we took down because also that because it was back when we were fucking like stupid. So
right.
there's like shit that we were like and now it'd be better if we just no, we're not like that anymore.
You're gonna have people that are gonna do way more research than whatever I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that.
The session where he recorded that shit was so fucking funny. Oh my gosh. When Manny recorded Milk, I remember just telling her like, bruh, let me loop hi-hats. Just go in and just do some stupid bullshit. And he was like, all right, cool. So I recorded it. And that's what you can hear in the beginning. He was like, all right, recording whenever you're ready, bro. And he like ran into the closet, closed the door, like, fuck, shit. Hey, shit. And then just like went off. And the entire time I was just like, because Manny could do shit out of nowhere. Like, and it's just like, what the fuck, dude? And so that entire song was just like that intro was just all him. I was like, I was in the background. You can kind of hear me doing ad-libs because I like kind of caught on halfway through, and I was like, yeah. He's been talking about putting his own brand up, like making his own YouTube channel. He's on YouTube for sure. He's gonna start like the genuine music videos that he's like in charge of. He's gonna put on his channel. And I was talking to him like, let's censor Milk. Let's censor the parts that are not cool.
Yeah, that wouldn't be horrible, right?
And put it on your channel. Right. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So we might do that because I know like some people are gonna go into the back and try to find.
I think it's a great
some people are gonna try to find that shit again.
Classic. Like if anybody who was like me in freshman year or anything like that saw it would be like, where'd that go now? Like if they're listening to you, one of your school or one of your songs that you're homeschooled. I didn't know if that was a reference to just being like.
Do you remember what the bar was? I'm trying to remember. I did say I was homeschooled somewhere.
I think there was two, and two different songs because the only reason I put it on here was because I heard it in there, and it was something about homeschool, and I didn't know if it was a reference to being like.
Oh, Omens! I think I said it on Omens.
Yeah, that might be it.
I've been a villain since I was homeschooled. Yeah.
Like that. And I didn't know if that meant like because I was homeschooled before Dreyfus. That was my first. Dreyfus was my first experience with school.
Really?
So I was
like no elementary, no nothing.
Yeah, no nothing. I was homeschooled here.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And going to Dreyfus must be a.
Yeah, as your first school, oh, you fucked up.
Dude, it spiraled me into like a major depression.
Oh yeah,
it was so like the people there were so toxic for a period of time. My relationships with people were horrible.
It cannot be any better now.
Yeah, I doubt it is.
There's no way it's better now.
And I went there in the intention.
It wasn't good when I was there.
Yeah, I went there with the full intention of like I want to do a career in art, and I want to go there to learn more art. And I went there, and it was like, fuck this. This is not. I'm not learning anything. If anything, I'm like. Exhausting.
I'm almost smoking weed. That's what I'm doing. That's the highlight of my Dreyfus experience is that I almost did drugs. But yeah, homeschool.
Yeah, homeschool. Yeah.
I was for a year. There was like in 6th grade, I think. I can't remember what spurred my parents to want to do it, but I was homeschooled in 6th grade. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Was it? Like
my days ended at like lunchtime.
Yeah.
I fucking enjoyed that
shit.
Homework,
lunch,
hell yeah.
whatever.
Love that shit. When COVID happened.
Yeah.
And college was at home for me. It reminded me a lot like them days.
What right now is the deal with the Instagram stuff? Because I saw you on your story and I only saw like today's stuff I think. And it was just like you beefing with them and I know like
Instagram's a bitch.
You gotta get close for that one.
Like. And look, I am a very passive man. I'm very calm.
Right, they always gotta test you.
I'm always very, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Saying, fuck you. Like that's where I'm at, right?
Right.
Because they cross me. Like they don't even know they crossed me. So like I'm only mad if there's like very legitimate reason to be mad, and I'm very mad at them for this because I don't know what's going on, but. I can't do collab posts. And me and Ty were supposed to do one for the new drop we did. And I did all the things I thought I was supposed to do when I looked up online how to fix it. And shit just didn't work. I had to like do a bunch of different prompts, wait 48 hours. I waited 48 hours, nothing happened. And so I was just like, fuck it, I'll drop it myself. Like the song dropped a week before the Instagram post went up. because we
Give
were
us
like,
a
you know
quick-
what, we might as well just like follow it up the first week,
Right.
follow up at this point. Because two big things, right? My account has done collab posts before,
Yeah, yeah.
and there is no help center on Instagram.
Right. Yeah, there's always
You can't
talking
reach
about-
out to any
Yeah.
specific
None of
person.
these apps do. I don't know about Twitter, but like if you've ever had a problem with TikTok or anything like that, good God, none of them.
YouTube.
None of them have
None
anything.
of them
And
do.
if they do, it's they don't respond and they do not give a shit.
Yeah, if you
Do
call
not
their
give
phone,
a
they're
shit.
like, oh, automatic prompt.
Yeah.
So for those two reasons, like, of course they're not gonna fucking help me because they don't have a help center. And then number two, I've done it before.
Right.
I've literally done
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Why can I not do it anymore? Which means it has to be an update, right?
Mhm.
It's got to be something they fucking did. Like, because I remember, like, one of the things I think it was like, oh, I'm a creator account. I'm not a business account. When the fuck
Right,
did business
right.
accounts
Fuck
become a
that.
thing?
They
I was a
tried to
creator
tamper
account.
with
I could
that.
do it. It's like, it's fucking,
Yeah.
man, it's.
I want to ask just really quick because I'm drawing here.
Sure.
Do you wear the bow tie anymore? Is that their persona? Is that just for the last video?
Oh no, I mean that's
Because it seems to be a consistent thing in most of your videos and stuff like that.
I'm definitely the bow tie
Bow
jit for
tie
sure.
man. Add that in there.
Yeah, Mr. Stomp 'em out in the bow tie is an AKA that I missed at the beginning of the introductions.
Oh,
But yeah, I definitely when I started out, when I showed like my face to people who didn't know who the fuck I was definitely wearing the bow tie.
right.
Because the origin of that shit sort of comes from I did speech and debate in high school.
Mm-hmm.
The bow tie is like a part of me because like I'm not trying to, fake nothing that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of times like what I rap about would be a stretch, but it'll always be some truth in it. And one of the big things that I try to keep real is that I ain't got chains, I ain't got no fucking
Right,
tattoos or
right.
nothing. I got this bow tie though.
That is the
I'm
one
gonna
thing
get
I
that
can-
diamond encrusted bow tie. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
It's definitely something that helps you like, oh, that's the rapper with the bow tie.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
a remembrance.
So it helps people remember who I am, and now that like it's known that like that's like I'm the guy with the bow tie. I'm not using it everywhere I go because I'm not trying to have it be a gimmick.
Yeah, yeah.
Like because if I stop wearing the bow tie, and people are like, oh, I don't fuck with him no more. He took off the bow tie.
Yeah,
I want to condition people to be like, oh, okay, I'll pull out the bow tie. It's a power move, but it's still my thing, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Power move.
Yeah. It's like only when the world requires it.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know
a
what I mean?
superhero
They'll pull it
up
out.
in the skies, the little
Yeah,
bow tie
yeah.
light up in there.
It's like okay, yeah, no, this fight is serious. You make me go to my final form and pull on a bow tie.
I like that.
Yeah.
Boss
So
fight.
people still know like, oh yeah, it's a signature, but I don't gotta wear it everywhere.
What is your long-term goal for this then? So are you looking to be on like an arena rapper or like sell out shows and stuff like that? Or are you more interested in staying on the media side of stuff and working at your own pace?
I do the former probably, because I really just want to see how fucking far this can go, and if it goes super fucking far, that shit would be amazing because like I am not like how a lot of people are right now that are blowing up in the game, especially in Florida, especially in fucking Florida.
I just made a big mistake. I'm so.
No mistake.
No mistakes.
I
This is the
spelled-
first episode, bro.
I
Come
spelled
on.
Jeesh wrong, so it's gonna be on your artwork.
didn't?
Jesh.
It's spelled Jhee because I was about to spell Josh. I'm still
Jahee.
sometimes, but it's
Jaheesh.
but
Oh no, hold on. Because this is like a me style thing. Cross it out or write it correctly underneath in like red
we
ink.
got it.
Yeah, that's some
Gonna-
me shit.
Janky ass.
That's some G's type shit right there. We fuck up, we good with it though.
Like, is there any kind of little advice, or even for advice for other musicians that are at a lower level than you?
Yeah, I definitely one of my biggest pieces of advice is some of y'all gotta quit. Some of y'all gotta fucking quit because there's not room for everybody
Right.
at the top. And I say that's my big advice because the ones who really want it
They'll
will
work
listen
for
to
it.
what I just said and say, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Right. Right.
That's why that's my biggest advice. So my biggest advice is you suck, stop doing it. If you ain't seeing no shit out of it, like, and even if you are, you probably should. Like, what are you gonna do in like when you 50 years old? You still gonna be doing this shit? You gonna be rapping about Goku and Vegeta?
What is
like, I'm not talking about. Sorry, I'm taking my rage out. I'm taking my anger out on Nerdcore again. I should not. But you know, one example.
Right.
And you really want, like, you know, I'm serious about the first advice that I gave, but you really want some real advice? Which one's better? This one?
I don't know if those cameras are...
You really want some real advice? Everything has a balance. Everything in life has a balance. You could overthink something, it's a problem. You could,
that camera,
like... Oh, that one?
Yeah, that one.
Yo! You could think about something too little, you know, be off the fucking Eddie and try freestyling, and that shit sound like ass, and it's like a hit or a miss. Find a balance. I'm telling you, everything got a balance. Every single time, like, I do something, I'm like, damn. So I should be doing this, but I should also be doing the opposite end of it, and just put it in the middle.
I want to ask one more question here. Is what do your family and parents think about, like, your career choices? Or do they not do they not know about it, and they think that you're, like, you know, at college and doing, you know, your own work and stuff like that?
So my parents have always been supportive of me. I'm very blessed to be able to say that. They just thought that the rap was a phase. I think they hoped that it was a phase. I mean, they always supported me, but they just didn't understand why I had to do it and why I'm still doing it. Because, you know, my mom was like, I don't know why you're saying these words and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know, cause, like,
I like it, Mom.
I mean, it's not like I like it, Mom. It's just like just doing rap is just a thing that has just exposed me to so many different walks of life. So like, my parents would never say, like, my parents were like, don't swear to God, don't swear in general, you know, don't do drugs, all this shit. And then I'll go to, you know, I'll slide up to Boynton. And they'll just be like, hey, yo, you want to pass this blunt over here, bro?
Right.
You want to, hey, we going to run down, sell us the key, stay in the car. Like, the craziest shit. Like, and it's just like, I'm right in the middle of it all just thinking, damn. I see the similarities, I see the differences, but, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's what you want to do. You know what I mean? You know, your parents can't stop you. Your friends can't stop you. It's you live the life that satisfies you, bro. Don't do nothing that you don't want to do. Or something that someone's telling you to do, because that shit is gonna fuck you up in the long run. You need to, like, and especially the big thing that drags a lot of people down, is they're stuck at this, like, on some dead end shit, like, be it a job or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they don't realize that they're doing this for stuff that's later down the line. Like, get this job to invest in yourself, invest in your music. And then go crazy, because I know a lot of people that are crazy, and the people that I know can make it, I remind them all the time, and I'm serious with them and honest with them all the time. I tell them what sucks that they do. I tell them what's good that they do. I'm the same way with myself. I'm probably my biggest critic, and that's probably my biggest weakness, honestly.
I think every artist is usually their biggest critic.
I ain't dropped shit for a long time because I was my biggest critic, because I just kept...
You don't like it, and then the other, like you said earlier, like, someone else hears it, and like, they think it's the coolest shit ever, because they don't understand the art form, they don't understand the work or process that goes into it.
Yeah, there's a matter of, you know, you gotta make sure you think about putting the right stuff out, but also, you know, just let it flow.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. But yeah, that's the biggest thing I'll say. This is
Before we do, I had something for the both of you guys. One, because it was for you for Christmas. And one for a thank you for coming here.
Oh, man.
Cool.
What about me?
Oh, damn.
Sarah, you're the, I think, most active camera right now. Can you film both? I think both cameras.
Oh, shit. The brown boxes was a thing.
Can you film all of us? Get everything? Thank you.
Yeah, so you can open it first.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know if you have a GoPro, but this would be really good for you.
Wait a minute, bruh.
I was gonna say, I thought he got you a GoPro.
If it's a GoPro, okay, yeah. If it was a GoPro, I would have cried, bro. I would have cried, man.
Dude,
no,
if I was able to, that would have been sick. That
shit, bro. Yeah, no, I don't have a GoPro, but I have used a GoPro shooting before.
Now you got the visualization for something to get it now.
And now I can give it to them and be like, hey, we use this whenever we need a GoPro, bro.
Let me see. Dude, because, that head strap.
I think that camera's out. Look at that camera there. My bad.
Yeah.
Sarah, film him.
I am. You told me to film everybody.
You're good.
And a fucking brown bag. Wow! I I've always wanted this shit, man. A fucking brown bag, bro. This shit is
Cardboard box
crazy.
is more entertaining than the
Right.
Oh shit, Christian.
Yo.
That's perfect for this podcast.
Oh yeah, the soundboard, bro. When you start getting headphones and shit. Oh yeah. Play the fucking little fart noise.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Jeesh, for coming on our podcast.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
We're excited to have this and edit it and get majorly critiqued by you later.
This shit sucked. Here's trying to do better.
No, but yeah, it's like I said, everything for us is a learning curve right now, and we're just figuring out where we stand. And right now, the as you can see on the YouTube, there's an art blog, podcast, and show. So
it's a learning curve for everybody.
Shout it.
Dead them out now. It's how wild. Go stream that shit. That shit is going crazy. Way crazier than I would expect it because we dropped it with no promo.
For sure.
Go check out fucking, all my other recent shit, So What, Without a Doubt with Shofu, with my boys Big Lax and Vasto, all that shit. Just check me out. Follow me on SoundCloud. And I guess you can do it on Spotify too. I keep forgetting that you can follow people on Spotify.
Yeah.
But shouts out to my boys Vince, Vision Valega, this artist, whatever he wants his at to be. Shouts out to XLMR Entertainment. Shouts out to my boy Taliban's. I know I ain't seen him in a minute, but I still love him like a brother. And shouts out to my boys here, man, for having me on.
Pleasure.
I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
This shit always crazy, but to talk about
the
stuff.
The last thing here is just a little art piece I did here.
Oh yeah.
Show this camera here.
Oh, the camera sees it before me. Let me see this.
Show that camera there. You can see
I'm trying to. Yo, with the bow tie shiny as hell, bro. Damn, bro.
I wish I started soon. I totally forgot. Like I got so involved with just talking to you in the beginning. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta draw.
Damn, he made my part all the way over as hell. Is it? Damn, does that how I look like shit?
I just cartoonized it.
No, that shit is hard as fuck, bro.
Cool.
Damn, I might need a bro. If we do a part 2, I'm gonna draw you next time.
We'll have you back on later.
I'm gonna draw the both of y'all.
I swear to God. Mari. This is all y'all get. I am not the one to be fucked with. Yeah. Hey, the pussy got 9 lives, I'll spin it back 9 times. Barely you're pushing out.
Thank you, Jeesh, for coming on our podcast and being a guest today and coming all the way out here from both.
No problem, man.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching.
Oh yeah, and one more shout out. VistTheMentalProjects.com. I dare you.
Remain. I hit this block in the ribbons. Willie the block, thicken. Not of this sauce, so chicken. I get no box, errands. Calling them shots, hey man. She popped out with a jar in his pants, I pencil that lid.
I think that's good. It's a wrap. Go like, go share, go help us out, comment, go buy some merch too. We got new stuff in there. Thank you.